sir. Ignite is about geekiness, and I am geeky about gadgets and emerging technology, especially in a time like this when we're seeing so many new products come to market every couple months. So let's talk nerdy about cell phones. Okay, first a little history. In 1973, Martin Cooper invented the first cell phone. It took this guy 10 years, though, to bring this phone to market in 1983 at a cost of $3,500 a pop. Now you and I can go out and grab one for 150 bucks. Okay, so this graph here shows the growth in US cell phone ownership from 1 million to a number I made up in 2017. One of the first big changes we had in the way that we use cell phones happened in 2000 when Sharp debuted the first camera phone. Okay, so, which I thought was a bad idea for a number of reasons, one of which was, why would I want to stick a crappy camera into my already thick phone? Well, the next big development in the phone world happened in, I will not tell you just yet, but Trio and BlackBerry launched in the same year in 2002 when we decided to stick phones into PDAs. I thought it was a lot older than that, apparently not. But late to the party, but always in fashion, Apple puts out the iPhone in 2007 to much anticipation. I mean to tell you we've only had iPhones for 3 years? I mean, it feels a lot longer than that. What did we do without apps? I mean, what did we do without, say, fart app millionaires? Or how do we know when to go pee in the middle of a movie? And what about all these little green pigs? Do we just let them survive and not destroy them with our upset birds? The Apple Store and the Android market have absolutely changed the way that we live our lives. Now, if you have a will, you have a way to create an app and have it downloaded by thousands, if not millions, of users. And these stores are growing at a ridiculous pace. Apps have created a platform for services like Foursquare, Twitter, Facebook, etc., to absolutely explode. Quick rant, there are still more people playing Farmville on Facebook than there are Twitter users. Apps have made our phones modular, and this modularity has led to this new breed of superphone, which has allowed us to do these kinds of things that before were reserved for large corporations, but not any longer. Now, you and I are the ones who are turning our phones into remotes for our TVs, into compasses, and into restaurant picking apps. Our phones today are just as powerful as our computers were in the late 90s, and will only be limited by our imagination. My imagination told me that my Droid needed a remote for my iTunes, just like the cool kids with iPhones had. So I looked on the market, there wasn't one, so I decided to make one, learn how to code for Android, and put out a very mediocre app, but which should be fine because it's free. But apparently, no, it's not fine, all right? Even if it's free, someone will take issue, and you will definitely hear about it if your app crashes their phone, okay? So the thing to take away from this, though, the next thing that I did was to create a remote for the lights in my house. I was like, that'd be cool, right? So I went out and bought an Arduino with a Wi-Fi chip on board and did some code, wrote/borrowed it, and now I can control the lights in my house. The thing to remember is that anybody can do this, right? If I've learned one thing, is that anybody can learn anything if they really want to. If you want to see more of this project, you can go on my website, andrewgertig.com. Now back to phones. Okay, what is the future of mobile technology, and where are we going with these devices we call phones? What are the next technology jumps? How will we continue to integrate these into our lives? One of the big hot topics right now is 4G. Okay, what is 4G? Well, 3G, let me drop some knowledge on you. 3G is 3rd generation, 4G is 4th generation. That's it, okay? Right now, I think that LTE will beat WiMAX in the race to be the next big 4G network, because of backing from AT&T and Verizon. Location data will also be a hot topic now and for as long as I can see. But I will say that right now I don't think a free coffee and some game mechanics are going to be enough to drive widespread adoption. But in 5 years it will be the social norm. Right now all of our phones, or pretty much all new phones, have 1 gig processors in them. Next year we'll see 2 gig, and in 5 years I think we'll be able to dual boot our phones with the newest Mac or Windows OS. For me, as a geeky guy with fat thumbs, my ultimate geeky dream is to no longer need an input device for my phone, as it will read my mind. Here is to that amazing and wonderful and scary future. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good night.
That was good.